It's Mary. Welcome to the Paper Turtle. Today I'm going to do a flip through of these two little golden book journals that I just finished. These were so much fun to make. They're the first little golden books that I've done, and I really enjoyed making them, and I'm glad that I enjoyed making them because I have a whole stack of little golden books that I have to use for journals, and now that I have had so much fun doing these two, I'm going to get on to making some more. So I'm going to show you a flip through, and let me know what you think. So the first one obviously is Bambi. I did a fabric spine on this one. It's just chipboard covered with fabric with the rickrack on the edges. And I put buttons on the stitching. Now this one, I did this cover first, and I felt like the buttons were either too big or there were too many. It's too crowded for me. So when I did this one, I did fewer and smaller buttons, and I like this one better. They're just spaced out a little bit more, but I did like how this came out. And on the front, I just put this label thing. There was a barcode here, and I just wanted to cover the barcode up. And for a tie, all I did was punch holes in the cover and the back and tie this hem tape to it. I think I might need to redo this because it's a little bit short, and if this gets too chunky, this isn't going to be long enough to tie, so I might change that out. Oh, the bottom down here, if you can see, I took the strings from the first and the last signatures, and I put some beads and these adorable buttons. There's Bambi and Flower on the ends of the strings. And then the middle one, I'll show you when I get there what I did with the middle one. But I loved these buttons. I thought they were so cute. On the inside of the journal, and then let me see, can you see everything? I think you can. Okay. On the inside of the journal, I just have a little pocket. I put some trim here along the edge of the fabric, just to cover that rough edge, and a little tag. When I did this book, I had two other Bambi books that I was cutting images out of to make the decorations. And then here I just put a corner pocket, and this is what I put in the front of all of my journals, and I'm going to just hold it here, and if you want to read it, you can pause. I hope it's all in. Can you see it? You can pause the video right here if you want to read what I have. I've just got some ideas for using your junk journal and things you can add to your junk journal, and basically just telling the user that just to make it your own. Do what you want with it. The first two signatures are the book that I have kept intact. I only had to trim just a little tiny bit off the edge so that because it was going right to the edge of the book, the paper was, and I didn't want it to go to the edge of the book, so I just trimmed very little bit off the edge. It didn't take anything away from the pictures of the story or anything. I've added scrapbook paper into it. This is just a little piece of stationery. It goes in the corner tuck. A little fabric tab there. A belly band with a postcard. I tried to keep this very nature-y in theme. Some stamps. This is just a tuck with a little journaling card in there. This is an envelope, half of the envelope with a pre-made card in there. I do put pre-made cards in here just because I have a bunch of them from my scrapbooking days, and I want to use them up so they get put in my journals. And I've added lace to some of the pages. And over here is another scrapbook paper and a side tuck. This is from a little coloring book that I picked up. It's got all animals like this in it. So I just stuck that as a little fun thing in there. Some washi tape on the white page. This book is not like supposed to be necessarily vintage or anything, so I didn't mind the white page in there. This page I added some lace and a couple of buttons. I really like how that looks. Just, I don't know, something about that look I like. And then over here is a side pocket. This is an altered guest check and the yellow copy that goes with it. I just stuck that in there. These guest checks that I got, I picked these up at an estate sale, and they're very thin. They're not like the nice thicker ones that you find with the little tab on the bottom and stuff. They're very thin. So what I did was I wanted to back it, and when I went to find paper to back it, I had this piece of folded journal paper, and I thought, well, I'll just add the whole piece. So it now is a little fold out with lots of journaling space on it. And I added a ribbon because I cut this side too short. So that's what you do. You compromise and you fix it. And I think it looks great. I love the ribbon showing on the side and lots of journaling space. And a little piece of tracing paper in there. Some ledger paper that I stamped. This is a fabric flip with some trim at the top. The center pockets. This is the one that I put one of the buttons on the end, and then the other end of it I cut it shorter and just did a little flower on the end of it. And in this pocket we have a journaling card here, and this is a little journaling booklet kind of like. There's a few pages in there, and you can spread it out like that, close it up. This is a brad, an owl brad, and this is made from a children's book page, and there's just ledger paper on the back. Just a pre-made journaling card. This is a bag, and I made a tag to go in the bag. These are some pre-made tags. I have this whole package of them. They're actually like another inch or so longer than this. They're huge, but it was too tall for the book, so I cut it down. But I've had them forever. I bought them, oh, I don't know, years ago. I probably saw them at some make and take at some scrapbook event, and they were doing something really cool with them, so I just had to have them, and I bought them. And they've been sitting in my stash for years, and I've never used them. I came across them the other day, and I said, oh, well, those are really nice. They're a nice thick chipboard. I'm going to go ahead and start using them. It's amazing when you start looking through your stash what you find. And over here, this is a decorated paper clip. Not decorated over the top, but it serves its purpose. And just a pre-made journaling card. Some more trim on the pages. Piece of tracing paper. This is just a pocket made out of book paper. I think this was a, it's not a coloring book. I think it was a paint book. I'm pretty sure. It was a big piece of paper though. Anyway, a pre-made card and a tag made from a paint sample card. This is cut from a coloring book and just scrapbook paper and some journaling paper on the back, because the back of it had, you can faintly see the barcodes and stuff for each of the colors on the front. I wanted to cover that up, so, but you can still tell that it's a paint chip card. I like to have my some of the stuff from the tags sticking out the top. I think that gives it a fun little look, gives it some texture. This is just a strip of border stuff. This is an old current card, the blank cards, and I put it in there as a pocket and made it. No, I didn't make the tag. This is a pre-made tag. And I added a fabric strip on the top. And some trim on the book page. The other half of the envelope with some bird. They're kind of like flashcards, kind of, the size of playing cards. Information about birds. Some washi tape, a stamp. This is a little, I don't know, journal card flip out thingy. I like to make these. They're made from one sheet of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So you put half of it down here as a pocket. It's a good way to cover up those white pages if you don't like those. And then the other half of it, you cut down to fit inside the pocket, and then you just fold it over. This one, this image was on the paper, and then these other two I cut from books and added to it because this half was pretty plain. But when you do this, if you use light enough paper, or you can cover it, I guess, you have all this journaling space and all of this journaling space, and then depending on what you have here, there's more journaling space. Or someone can put a picture on there, or, you know, whatever they want to do with the blank space. But there's a lot of extra space there. And it just slips right in there. This is a 3-pocket thing that I added to this page. Actually 4 pockets. This is a little pocket too, with this little thingy in there. And there's just little... This is a playing card. I just left it. I didn't alter it or anything. I just left it. Just sometimes I will alter them and make them into journaling cards, but I don't know. I just felt like sticking a playing card in there. And then this one is just a journaling card that I made. And this is a tag. I don't know if this one really goes with the book, but I thought the colors went pretty well. And let's see that. Yeah, that's the first signature. And then this is just a corner flip up and a page from the coloring book. I should put more coloring book pages in here because I have a whole book of them now. Just a corner tuck with another piece of stationery in there. Another envelope, and this one just has a die cut heart. This is another paper clip and just a piece of stationery. This is just a little envelope with a note card that I put on as a pocket, a pre-made tag. This was cut from one of the Bambi books that I got. It's nice to pick up the extra books to add the pictures in to go with whatever book it is, if it's, you know, something well known like this. And this is just a flip out and a pocket with a big, my thought process on this one was that they could put a picture here, and I made it so that here, I'll use this postcard so that they could tuck something right there. And I meant to make this so they could tuck under there. But as I was gluing, I forgot what I was doing and I glued the whole thing. So that's not going to work. But this is still good for them to put a picture on. And journaling on the back. And this is just there was a collection of scrapbook paper that I used to make this other flip up, this here. This. So there was paper, and then there was a sheet of cutouts, and this came from the sheet of cutouts. They're old. They're like from the 90s, I think. Maybe 2000. And just some things I stuck in there. I have this whole container full of these floral cards. I think I got them at an estate sale, and I think she was a florist and worked for Winn-Dixie. And I have a whole container full of these cards. A lot of them say things on them, but this one didn't. So I just stuck the card in there. And just a little tuck spot here. This I love. This is just a mini journal that I made from one of the books. I took one of the pages out of the Bambi book and I just folded it and stuck a few pieces of paper in there. I stapled it in the center, and there we have a little journal to go in the journal. I really like it. I think it came out really cool. I like the outer paper there. This is another one of the old current, no, this one's Hallmark. And this is actually a big fold out sheet. And a pre-made card. And another pre-made journaling card. I have so many. And then this is the center of the second signature, and I just put these little punched flowers on there. Fabric tab. I have a fabric tab on each signature. This is a fold-up sheet just made from scrapbook paper. And this little pocket with this little piece of note paper in there. I just thought he was so cute. I wanted to put him in there somewhere. This was originally supposed to just be this. I was going to put it in a pocket, but I turned it over, and on the back of it was like the back side of a scrapbook paper, but it had like the company name and copyright and all kinds of writing on the back of it. And I was like, oh, well, I need to cover that up. So I was going to just glue this to this piece of cardstock. Well, once I got into the process of doing that, I was like, well, let me just make it a pocket. That's how my thought process goes. I just kind of start with one thing in mind and end up with something completely different. So then, of course, I had to figure out what to put in the pocket, and I saw this little guy, so in he goes. I have also a fabric flip in each signature, so there's 3 fabric flips in this journal. A couple of little buttons. A belly band with a postcard. I just thought the colors went well. And a corner tuck with a pre-made journaling card. Another corner tuck with one of those post-it notes things. And an envelope with a journaling card. I really had a lot of fun making these books. This one is a fold out with a pocket, and these two little things in the pocket, and a side pocket with this journaling card in it. I thought that was kind of fun. And you know, whoever ends up with this hopefully will find all the little surprises and get a kick out of some of the things that are in here. This is just another pre-made journaling card and another die cut. And then the last signature does not have the book in it because the book, this is the end of the book. So the third signature is just various signature pages, and it's not decorated as much and doesn't have things in pockets and stuff like the first two, because I want the user to do their own thing in this section. Well, the whole book they can do their own thing, but I just wanted to leave it a little bit more blank. But there's a few things in here. So there's this side tuck. I have envelopes in here, but I didn't put anything in the envelopes. This one I did put something in because it's an envelope, but it's also a pocket. So I wanted them to see that you can tuck things into the pocket. And then the rest of it, I think, is blank pages. This one is a fold out. That's a page that, out of a watercolor book, I think, or how to paint type of book. And it's just some scrapbook papers. I did put another paper clip in there with a piece of stationery. Figure if I'm going to have a clip, I got to clip something into it. I did a fabric tab there. And I did do a little bit of stamping. And I think that that's all that I've done. Stamps. Oh, and a fabric flip. And that's that one. And then the second one, I actually started the Bambi book, didn't finish it and set it aside, and then started this one, and I finished this one first and then went back to the Bambi book. I really, for whatever reason, really enjoyed working on this book. And I didn't want to stop. I had to make myself stop doing things in it. It was just, I don't know if it was the colors or I don't know what it was, but something about this book I really enjoyed. So it's basically the same. I've got the fabric spine and the trim on the edges and the buttons on the stitching. I do have two little dangly charms things down here at the bottom. I have a front pocket on the inside with a couple of journaling cards. I love the colors in this book. A corner pocket on the front page here. And then my little how to use your junk journal thing. A pocket here with a couple of, these are pre-made. I added the butterfly to that one and the top to this one. Oh, and I added some journaling lines on that one. I try not to overdo the decorating and stuff so that the person using it has some leeway to do what they want. Here's a bag with a journaling card that I made in it. This is napkin on top of, there's some music paper and some journaling paper under there. Just a little tiny tuck spot with a couple of tickets in there. There's a playing card that I did alter the back of it. This is mulberry paper. It's good to write on. Put lace or some trim on the pages. This is a little fold out and a tuck spot and a little folder thing with some pockets in it. That butterfly's going to end up getting ripped off, I think. This is a tuck spot with a guest check. Now this guest check is the heavier kind. And I like these better, but I think I've gotten like one or two that somebody gave to me. And the rest of what I have is the thin stuff. So I have to see if I can find some of these thicker ones somewhere, because I really do like them better. And so I altered this one. And this has lines on the back, so I didn't bother to do anything with that. I just left that. But I like it. This is fun. I like doing the guest checks. Let's see. Fabric flip. Here's a couple of pockets. I just made a little embellishment there with some fabric and buttons. And this is a little matchbook journal. I got the idea for this and the round one in the other journal from the Paper Outpost. If you watch her, shows how to do that on her channel. This is just a pre-made card. And this is a bingo card. The first bingo card that I've done. I put mulberry paper on it, so you can still see the bingo underneath, but you can actually journal on it. And the back was that ugly gray cardboard, so I put some journal paper on there too. It's okay. Kind of like it. And a corner chalk with a couple of pre-made cards in there. Here's another page from that little coloring book. This one's an owl. Just a little tuck thing. And on these strings, this is the center of the signature. I cut little butterflies out of pattern paper. Thought those looked cute. This page I stenciled on. I don't do a whole lot of stenciling, so it's still kind of practice for me, but I thought it came out okay. And a corner flip thing, and another card made out of a paint card. Here's a paper clip. These are pretty simply made. There's not a lot of, I don't know, fuss or muss in doing these. They're pretty easy. And this is just a piece of stationery. Just a little card there. This is an envelope where I cut it sideways and put in this journaling card. This is another flip up out thing. See, that's this beautiful scrapbook paper. It's gorgeous. When I choose the paper to do these with, I make sure that they're light enough in color to be able to write on. And I like to choose like one that has maybe something like this on the right hand side of the paper, and then something else on the left hand side or up in the corner or something, so that it just kind of works out right when you cut it. Pull that up just a little bit. A belly band with a note card in it. Here's another one of those round journaling things. Different papers in there. This was a playing card that I just made it into a tag and put some journaling paper on. Some of the scrapbook paper, I left the end paper on there because it's not perforated. It just has a cutting line on it. So I left it on there, and I just put ribbon in the holes that were in there. You could also tie charms onto it or whatever, or if you don't have scrapbook paper with a hole in it, you can take a hole punch a hole and tie something to it. But they were already there, so I figured I would use them. These are rub-ons that I put on this white side of the page. I thought they went well with the colors and everything. A fabric flip. This is a fold-out pocket with a journaling card. And a pocket on the front. I just thought he was fun. And a pre-made journaling card. This is an envelope with a playing card in it. As you can see, I left some of the paper kind of plain. I just put some trim on it. This is just a strip of fabric tape and a pre-made card stuck in there. We have a side pocket with a fabric tab and another page from that coloring book. And I have a recipe card, a little note card, this is a please come for coffee card. I love these. Picked these up in a thrift store. And one of these old, what were they? Betsy Johnson, Betsy Clark, I believe that this was. From the 70s. And a belly band with a postcard. And this is, I just made a little lace pocket here and stuck a few little things in it. I didn't want to cover up too much of the picture, but you can see the picture through the lace and just still have spots for little things. It's a pre-made journaling card and the paper clip. The other half of a envelope, and this is a tally card, bridge tally card. I just put journaling paper on it and left the back that way. Okay, get in there. This is an envelope. And I just put a piece of stationery in there. It's also a pocket. Put this little journaling card in there. Just a pocket with a big tag. Journaling paper on the back. This is a fold out thing. I think I saw somebody called it a barn door. And I put a pocket in here and a couple of pre-made things in there. Lots of space for journaling. I use, again, light colored paper so that it can be journaled on. And then the third signature, the book has ended again. So the third signature is just paper mostly. There's not a lot of decoration in here. Fabric flip. This is an envelope. A paper clip. A note card. I put these little flowers and dots on the center strings. Fabric tab. And basically, that is about it. And a pocket in the back. So, I hope you enjoyed these flip throughs. I had, like I said, I had a lot of fun making these two books, and I'm looking forward to making some more little golden books. So, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.